How's everybody doing tonight? Sunday night. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I wanted to start the show with a dueling Bitcoin daily charts. We have Bitfinex here, over here. We have Bitstamp over here, also very legit. We have a dueling candles here on our third day after our major bear break here, and we have completely, I shouldn't say completely different candle formations here, but I mean, oh my, look at these differing candles. Now we are about 40 minutes away currently from closing out these candles here for the daily chart, okay? And on Bitfinex here, we clearly have very high upper wick. Today's volume was higher than yesterday, a little bit higher than the day before, which means we basically surpassed the previous 2 days of volume here. And because our wick is quite high on our third day of slight bullishness, after we had held a higher low respectively from where we had bottomed earlier on September 20th, and then where we had bottomed earlier on August 14th. Okay, we're still holding that higher low, kind of a bottom wicks here. Look at this double wick here we had on the daily Bitfinex chart of this tweezer bottom. It's very discernible. But this follow through of our third day here, we clearly see some profit taking. If you had bought very oversold conditions, at least on Bitfinex that had bottomed at around $6,200-ish. Okay, now there's clearly a disparity between Bitfinex and several other exchanges, which are showing actually a much lower Bitcoin price, something around 6,100, even lower on Coinbase, bottom in the 6 zeros range. And that apparently has something to do with the valuation linking to Tether and how it's not being able to hold a 1-to-1 ratio to the US dollar. But we can get to that later in the show. So right now here, it's notable to see this wick on Bitfinex, and then over here this wick on Bitstamp, which is tremendously different because we have this crazy wick that basically wicked at 63.51, okay, and then has come all the way back with the tightest of candle closing bodies about a half hour from now on this daily chart here. Okay, look at that. So we're putting in currently a higher low from a candle close potentially, but this wick is ridiculous on lower volume. What this basically means is there wasn't any follow through on this attempt to basically get us higher here, and really all this did was reset a lot of our indicators that are broken so bearish from our move here. So I'm going to just stick with the one chart here, talking about Bitfinex for now. Okay, now what I do see on the daily chart, we are very low from our cloud resistance here, getting tighter here, and actually more of a significant bearish cloud formation bringing us into the end of October and into November. We can see how our EMA 55 on the daily was not able to support and became very strong resistance, and you see how low our price action currently is from our EMA 12, which is currently about 64.65 on Bitfinex daily. I'm kind of bringing my Bollingers here. Now we broke very bearish here to the point where we were able to close outside of our daily Bollinger for 2 days in a row. And that's, man, I mean, when was the last time we actually did that on the daily chart? Right here. No, that was 1 day. We closed 1 day out, came back the next day. I mean, this was a significant move here. I mean, right here. Nope. Yeah. Right here. There it is. June, we broke bearish. We closed outside for day 2, day 3, day 4. Wow, it took us almost 5 days to get back into the Bollingers there. And even that move did never mark the bottom. And now we're just starting some sort of a cycle like that because our Bollingers are so tight on the daily chart, which means we can really rocket ship more volatility than we've been used to for quite some time here, as we've been drifting around all the way through the end of September into October here. We're back in our Bollinger, on our lower Bollinger, okay? We expected that to happen, but we're still very low from our EMAs here, okay? Again, EMA 12, 64.70, current price 63.50, so we're still $100 below our my first EMA leading indicator to basically be tested. And then everything else is much higher and is basically fanned out bearishly because of this mega red candle on mega high volume. And we really can't forget this move here that we had a couple days ago. This was a significant move. Since September 19th, we've been crawling up a higher low, okay, lower high, and we gave back all of that move. And like this candle was ridiculous. This happened in like a couple hours. So yes, we're holding that higher low on declining actual volume through the day here, and this is significant. And what we're talking about here is a level that needs to hold if the bulls want to keep retesting upper areas here of resistance. But for that to happen, got to see the money flow. Hey, let's take a chill out here. Check out the chat room. Julio Brankovic, thank you for joining me. Dimitrios Pustatis, hello. Talk soon. IC3B3RG, Thomas Speakman, Marco V. Aki, R Gunner 87, Crypto Fever, Dirty Money Music, Mr. Joe T. Bud Thompson. Thank you so much for joining me. 67 of my closest friends this evening, Sunday night here. We're talking some Bitcoin. We are still about a half hour, a little more than a half hour away from our closing candle of the day here. What's up, Devin? What's up, Hamza Zubida? What's up, JC Crypto? Thank you for joining me tonight. What's up, guys? Listen, I mean, just what a crazy week we've had this week here. You know, there were a lot of people screaming bullish break. You know, on Twitter, some quite influential people talking about here we go. I'm telling my family to load up on alts and Bitcoin because we're about to break out, and then they're just like, oh, look at this, we just broke massively bearish on big volume. A lot of people took money off the table in this move here. Okay, and there's a lot of FUD out there right now. Everything from Bitfinex to what's going on with Tether to just the lack of ICO money currently coming into the market. How about the spread out of how much money is actually in the market right now? Remember, there's consistently every day, there's new ICOs, there's new coins coming online, all right, that you have to argue is taking money outside of what could be putting into Bitcoin and other more developed projects, if you will. Okay, so let's go really close in here. Let's look at the Bitcoin 5-minute chart. Remember, we're closing out a day. We're closing out a week, right? We're going to the weekly close here. This is Sunday night. Okay, so Sunday night. What up, Bud Thompson? Thanks for joining me tonight. This is a moment here where we're not only closing the daily candle, but the weekly candle. Okay, so we're seeing here, after we broke bearish, we were able to find stability. Get them on Bitfinex here, so I'm accounting for that tether adjustment. It's been basically holding 63s. Got as high as the higher, mid-ish 63s. And we broke pretty bearish there when money was able to get off the table and take profits from that little support bounce. It took that money off the table. Weekly chart. Weekly chart. Weekly chart ends in a half an hour. Let's look at it. Let's look at it because of how significant it will set the table for our future price action. And listen, we have been keeping this very tight equilibrium for several weeks here, okay? We bottomed out pretty significantly at around the 57 area in mid-June. And then in mid-August, we retested that and put in a higher low at 5800s area. And then, you know, in mid-September, we put in a higher low in the 6100s area. And now we're getting into that mid-October area. And so far, we're holding a $6,200 area. And that's really needs to hold, because if we break that, and if you start putting in these lower lows, then all bets are off the table. And then we can start putting in a whole scenario of situations which I've been literally talking about for months, about how much lower Bitcoin can truly go based on the rules and the technicalities of the unraveling of the parabola the bullish parabola that Bitcoin experienced all through the latter half of 2017. And this money flow into altcoins at the beginning of 2018 created that quote unquote alt season. And now everything is correcting from this massive bullish move here. And listen, on a weekly time frame, weekly time frames, monthly time frames, these are significant, okay? Because if you look at our indicators and you look at past scenarios where we had found support and resistance areas, lower monthly supports and resistance had been tested as key areas to reset before an actual support bottoming had been achieved. Now, currently on the weekly, what are we seeing here? Well, we're still putting in a higher low from where we were back in early September. Our lower Bollinger is at 5,600. 5 weeks of rejection. 6, 7, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Wow, we've been sub the middle Bollinger for 12 weeks here, okay? And this was a very strong rejection, not only our middle Bollinger, but our EMA 12 here, okay? That broke bearishly there. We have found a very lower wick here. Remember, we're closing this candle out in a half an hour. This candle right here, this is the weekly chart. We close it out in 30 minutes. And listen, we were tightening our range here. There was significant chances for us to break bullish, but what this really confirms is this was kind of a bear flag all the whole time here with these two really nice bull candles here. And then 3 weeks preceding, we gave a lot of that back. We did find support, okay, slightly higher low than where we actually started our flag and our previous lows in early September. But still, how do you build on this? Now, what this can basically produce for the following week. And listen to what we're talking about. What happens next, right? How can we deduce? TA is all about how can we analyze current patterns, current price action, previous price action, right? And how can we basically denote some sort of a probability as to where we could be going next? Now, listen here. The middle Bollinger is super strong, okay? It's just really strong here. Do I have everything up and running here? Okay, there's my 100. Okay, my MA 100 is at 55. Okay, $5,500 here. Where's my MA 200? It's got to be way low there. Okay, my MA 200, okay, is still under 3K and slowly rising but leveling. Okay, there's so much yet to be tested on the weekly candles, on the weekly chart, and we're so close to losing our equilibrium. Now, listen. Yes, there is a bull case. There is a bull case for basically being able to find this area as strong support, but you have to ask yourself, why is this area, why is $6,000 the fair market value for Bitcoin currently? Why is this the moment, the area where this is actually of value? And if you analyze previous resistances, previous supports, previous times where we had broken bearish the price of Bitcoin, we can go as low as almost a 90+% retrace from where we actually had topped off, especially in more significant bullish moves in the price of Bitcoin, like this last one was, which was from $1,000 more or less when we broke our 2014 lows, to basically breaking into an amazing bullish run. It took us all the way to 20K. How far are we into this retrace as we watch the EMA 100 at 5,400, the MA 200 at 2,900? Okay, what is this? MA 50, okay, has been resistance ever since July when we wicked out on it at 8,000. It's still way up here at 8,700 and beginning to start to fall downward here. Okay, lower time frames on my EMAs here. We can clearly see on the weekly, which again closes in 30 minutes. EMA 12, EMA 55, EMA 26, all acting as major resistances. We had tested them, we had held them, we had rejected them, we had rejected them, we had rejected them. Now we're rejecting our lowest EMA, which is our EMA 12, the one that I like to use as my lowest EMA. on the weekly chart, which allows me to put MAs back into time frame perspective in terms of retesting here. And I like to use these on longer time frames, which again sets up a scenario for a Bitcoin back in the 5K area. Back in February, okay, we bottomed out. Okay, we bottomed out as low as 6,000 on Bitfinex, as low as 5,800, I believe, on Coinbase. We have been in the 5,000s again back in June and then back in August. When we get back there again, we can really dip through it very quick, very quick. Because when people when people begin to feel that 5K, really 6K, we've given deference to 5,700, 5,800, 5,900, okay? But when the feeling of the lower 5,000s begins to slowly trickle in to the market, the possibility of getting that low, we have to look at how much money has been in this area and how much a break of this area puts in much lower areas of more meaningful money flow, which we could break through the 5Ks very quickly. And oh my God, if we are able to break through our lows so far of the 2018 season, which is right around 5,700-ish here. If you start seeing 5,600, that's not the low. That's the beginning of a retest of many other lower areas here. This will continue to be a battle between there's easier to break more bearish than it is easier to hold support currently and break more bullish in the price action here. Look at longs and shorts here, okay? Oops. Let's double it up here. I've been watching, again, areas where maybe we're a little too oversold, overbought, okay? The shorts in Bitcoin, okay? What a week here. What a candle this weekly candle of shorts is putting in, okay? Bitcoin longs, we had a good start, but we really sold off, okay, through the week here with this wick here. So shorts are taking stronger positions. They're feeling more confidence from this bottom hammer, okay, bullish engulfing followed by a very nice Maribozu bullish candle here, while longs over here are finding more bearish resistance here, and the shorts currently have that momentum here. And let's see how they're going to take it. Remember, we are all-time highs in other coins, such as Ethereum shorts are still at ATH levels, all-time high levels. Maybe they're a precursor to what's going to happen with Bitcoin, potentially. Ethereum shorts, okay? That's shorts. That's shorts. Where are we here? Longs. Ethereum. There we go. Longs. Retreating still, okay? Flagging, but retreating still, okay? So shorts across the board in terms of actual options and actual futures are showing is still that the shorts, the more bearish scenario still has more potential, okay? Now, coins like Dog eCoin or Ripple that really started a lot of the bullish momentum and bull run have failed to follow through in their price action here. Bitcoin Cash has failed to follow through. Ethereum is failing to follow through. And now we're breaking lower here at the close of the candle. And geez, what is next week's price action going to bring in? Okay, we're breaking bearish on Ethereum now. Okay, look at Litecoin. Litecoin has been trailing, but been showing potential movements here throughout. And now we're basically seeing that we're retesting these areas here where we need to hold the 50 area on Litecoin just as much as we really wanted to hold the 200 area on Ethereum, but kind of failed to do so. And now we're retesting that in this major potential bearish move here as we close out our candle. Remember, we're only 20 minutes away from this candle here. Nothing is closing very bullishly here. I'm going to go back to our daily here. Let's talk about Litecoin for a minute here. Let's go here. 1 second here. So this is Litecoin. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, let's start with, yeah, it's fine. Let's do Ethereum. So Ethereum here, okay. Now this is what's going on here because, okay, we have low 90s. Remember, Ethereum was over $200 when we actually broke bullish here. Okay, we actually broke a little bullish when we found that support earlier. Okay, when we basically found that support around the 167 area. Okay, we actually. Ooh, I'm over here. I'm a daily chart. Sorry here, Bitstamp. Okay, so good. 167. Okay, 255. That was a major, nice bull move here, but we failed for that fall through, and now we have higher volume on this bearish candle. So we've given so much of that move back that we really wanted to hold through to continuation. It's all about continuation here. And that break here has now basically brought a lot of fear into the market here. Holding, okay, this is our line we're currently holding here on our daily. But once again, we're getting back to those low 190s here. Now we're still holding that higher low. Okay, our volume's declining there, but this is scary because we're still putting in a declining OBV that's just barely holding that higher low there. Okay, when does Ethereum really become cheap? Okay, when does Ethereum become cheap? Okay, I'm looking at this chart here and I'm thinking, yeah, we did find the support here, had a nice move here, but geez, this candle here, I don't know, like now we're just barely hanging on to this higher low, and maybe I'm gonna put my money on the table and hold off until we test lower areas. And I've talked about much lower areas, Ethereum sub 150. Now we've been also looking at Litecoin and looking to see if a Litecoin is showing again another way, another example of where we're putting in some sort of a continuation, maybe a bullish divergence, maybe a bearish divergence, but some sort of a sense where Bitcoin could be going here. And again, after finding once more, that support on the daily, breaking 50 once again. Okay, 47 to 65 there, nice move there. End of September, we gave a lot of that back. Now this tweezer bottom slightly here on the daily was nice here, but our follow through is really weak here. And once again, how many times can you test 50 as support? 50 is support before it actually becomes resistance. And that's the fear here. 50 has been, okay, we held 50, we broke it. Okay, we held 49, 47, But every time we broke 50, it was a good buying opportunity. It was a good bounce, right? This time here, how much more room you have to run here in some kind of a bullish bounce here. Now we can still retest this line here, which could potentially take us up to $53, $54 in Litecoin before another rejection of this angle. But potentially this angle is actually more bearish than we think, and we've actually setting in some sort of a lower low. I think it's really bearish if Bitcoin is breaking bearish into this night, into tomorrow's price action. Now, I do feel equities, U.S. equities, do have a major significant impact on the price of Bitcoin in terms of a leading indicator or a trailing indicator. Remember, extra money in U.S. equities can drift into the price of Bitcoin. And that's a bullish scenario here. But if U.S. equities break bearish, then talk about the NASDAQ, the Dow, S&P 500, the Russell. These are areas here where a very nice bullish move through 2018 in the beginning, gave a lot of that back, built it up through the year, through the summer. And now in the course of a week or so, we gave up about 1,000 points in the Dow and significant percentage points in the NASDAQ, especially the NASDAQ, S&P, and Russell and smaller caps. That's extra money that was supposed to flow into crypto, right? End of year, when people have that wealth effect, feeling bullishly about, their nest egg, and could afford to put some money to work in crypto. But if that money's gone because, Tesla, NASDAQ, Amazon, Apple, NVIDIA, a lot of our crypto stocks, if they have basically been shaken out and are not finding their momentum to continuation, that's very bearish for crypto. It's very bearish for equities. And these are important things to consider because, where's the money coming from? The wealth effect needs to be there. A lot of that big bullish push that we had in the crypto in the end of 2017 was a confluence of the chart, but also a confluence of just free money that was able to flow into crypto. Okay, so this is Bitfinex here. We still haven't closed our candle, 18 minutes to go. What a wicked bearish candle here. I mean, look at this wick here. Okay, we're closing currently in the red. We're going to see how much of a trail off we have into this candle here. Maybe it's some sort of a fake out, but wow, this is just low volume and we're breaking bearishly. We're losing our momentum here. This is going to be a significant close if we want to bring in new money, feeling like we're actually in this situation where we're actually finding support, and support creates a situation of value. You know, are we able to find a value in the price of Bitcoin, in the valuation of Bitcoin there? And that's something that we're going to keep watching on here. What else do we got here? What else do we got here? So we still got 18 minutes to go. Quick look at a couple coins here. Remember Dog Eat Coin? This was the one that kind of started it all, end of August here. We had that nice bullish pop there. You know, this was down in the 30s. Satoshi went up to 100 there. This is the first kind of 300% move here. And that was basically what started it all, but we didn't really see that really parabolic fall through, even though we're still finding support here in this area. And then after that happened, several other coins happened, but what was a big one was what kind of happened with Ripple here. Remember Ripple? Super 18 cents. I'm on the USD chart. 18 cents, okay, 30 cents. Major move here in Bitfinex, okay? I think some charts actually had a much higher. Look at the Satoshi move here. You know, we were in the sub 3,000 Satoshi all the way up to almost 4,500 Satoshi here. Gave so much of that back. You know, unfortunately, a lot of people actually took positions on these higher time frames from a Satoshi level on that daily. And remember, we wanted to see Ripple potentially a forerunner for a new alt season, a new bullish momentum. Even though we're holding that higher low, a lot of people are, if they got in, they're at higher positions. Like, that's not fun. You know, it's hard to create a lot of conviction when you're at a higher entry point than the current price action currently is. Okay. Oh God, how bad would it be if we actually start lower lows here, especially retesting our middle channel here. You know, on our pitchfork here, GBTC. This is a stock, okay, that opened up. It's been a forerunner, okay, bearishly breaking several weeks ago, right? Let me get rid of my VPVR here. This is a OTC traded stock. You can trade this on like an actual stock, GBTC. It's been trading at a premium to the actual Bitcoin they actually hold, but it broke bearish earlier in the week. Maybe it's a forerunner. Broke really bearish. Okay, had a little reprieve on Friday. Okay, now it could open again with another gap down. The gaps here I don't feel are much as important as the gaps I feel in the CMA futures are, but still, this has been a forerunner to a potential bear break. Okay, now all this bearishness. Okay, listen, I want to be positive. Okay, a bullish Bitcoin is great for everybody. It's great for me. It's great for you. Okay, it's great for people that are alts. Great for ICOs. Great for coins. Great for investments. Great for opportunities. Great for technology. It's great for the alternative digital currencies of the future. Okay, it's great for everybody. Okay, a bullish Bitcoin is great for everybody. I would love nothing more than to have a bullish break of Bitcoin, okay, and to find that stability in the price of Bitcoin. That would be the most amazing thing for everybody. But listen, that's not what I'm here to talk about. I'm here to talk about reality. I'm here to talk about the reality of the market we're currently in, the reality of the market that we're currently seeing, the money flow that we're currently seeing in the world that we're in. Remember, Bitcoin was able to really break very bullish through 2015, 2016, 2017, because so many other factors had to do with people that really weren't paying attention to it, big institutions that weren't paying attention to it, the lack of a futures contracts that could put negative bearish influence on it based on negative futures contracts. Okay, the limited amount of coins that were currently out there at the time when Bitcoin was rocket shipping bullishly, the amount of money that's been pulled out of Bitcoin and put into other projects, other coins. Okay, so we look here at CoinMarketCap. Look at the dominance of Bitcoin, 54.5. So we've increased the dominance of Bitcoin a couple percentage points in this bear break. Okay, this means that alts have bled out. Look at market cap. Look at that, 200 billion. Now we broke lower. We broke sub 200 billion yesterday. We were like 192, 186 or something like that. Came back up, found a little bit of money flow coming back in. Remember, 200 billion has been an area of support. I think we broke it maybe once or twice, came back up really bullishly, got back to 250. We actually added almost 50 billion in crypto, and that's gone. That's gone. And now the 200, which had been an area of support, it's now actually becoming kind of an area of resistance. Volume is just anemic. 3 billion, 3 billion, 3 billion. Our bear break brought in volume. Remember, we had a sell off of our bear break there, okay, which actually brought in the bearish momentum here, bearish volume here. This is where we're at, people. Okay, I don't want to scare, I don't want to fear, okay, but I've always wanted to keep it very straight and just what I'm seeing here. Money flow is going to drive valuation. Okay, let me repeat that. Dollars, money flow, okay, Benjamins, euros, okay, gold, future, whatever it is. Whatever is going to drive Bitcoin, it has to be liquid, it has to be money. And right now, everything that we're relying on to find stability, okay, Bitcoin Cash, if you will, getting cheaper in the low 400s, okay, EOS, we're on the verge of breaking through 6K, and we actually got back down to fours again, the low fives again. There's so much other areas of lower areas where we've yet to test on these coins that broke very bullish several months prior, when there was enough money in the market to allow these bullish momentums to actually continue here. So I want to keep it real in terms of what's the possibilities here. Once ZRX came on the market, a lot of the Coinbase 6 coins have kind of capitulated. And you know what? Speaking about ZRX, let's talk about ZRX. Listen, this was such a no-brainer here. This was such a no-brainer, okay? There was rumors ZRX was going to get put on the Coinbase market, okay? There was signs the day before, more or less, it basically was allowed to get onto the Coinbase Pro exchange. Was the top currently. I mean, listen, it brought in money, but now it's almost like when you IPO in a bear market. That's why you see a lot of IPOs around, like the overall U.S. stock exchanges pulling their IPOs because they're not finding the money flow. Same thing here. This just got a lot of money coming in. Take the last little bit of a profits, a little bit of a bullish move here in the ICO. In this move here, like we were able to get up to 90 cents almost. We got as low as 40 cents, in mid-September. This is a good move. This is a 50%, or almost 100% move here in ZRX before its addition to Coinbase. And listen, in the future here, you could clearly argue that, listen, this could be a possibility for potential for a great coin, a major parabolic move coin, because of its exposure on Coinbase Pro and its potential for the next ride up of a move. But are we talking, how far in the future are we actually talking about? And what kind of a consistency market fundamentals are we going to be seeing as this takes suit? This coin here is less than $1. And it's available to a variety of U.S. consumers here. And that's significant. Okay, that's really significant. But where is the value of value? Can you actually purchase this coin a lot cheaper than it currently is right now? What we had seen with Ethereum Classic is a similar scenario where when it was put onto Coinbase, it literally marked the top. There it is, $21, and now it's like $9. $9. It's less than 50% of the day it actually got entered. So it's not necessarily the best thing long term. But short term, it could be the situation. So, hey, let's check out the chat room here. What's going on here? Hello, people. 138 of my closest friends here. Had a few drinks this evening. I've had a few other things, herbals. My friend Mary and my friend Jane have been hanging out with me. And I'd like to thank Chase Jr. and Vagula and Tim and James and Ricardo, E. Dimitar and Owen for hanging out with me this evening. And we're only about 8 minutes away from the closing candle of the Bitcoin daily chart and the Bitcoin weekly chart. Yes, Brian, I'll have one later. And, we're basically going to see how our week and how our day. Listen, this is not a good ending. I mean, just look at this red here. Okay, look at this red we're ending in here. Let's go back to our top 10 coins here for a minute here. Remember, top 10. Look at this. Down chart, bearish, 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 bearish. What's bullish here? Tether's bullish. What does that mean? Okay, Tron, little uptick through the week, but failing to follow through so far. Bearish, 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 bearish. Digibyte had a moment. Okay. Bearish, bearish, bearish. Steam had a moment. Bearish, 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 bearish. Basic attention token had a midweek moment. Gave a lot of that back. Still holding a higher low. That's notable. Okay, Augur. Nothing. Not bad there. Higher low. What is this one here? Komodo. Interesting. Nice little peak there. Holding that little push there. What else here? Aeon. AION. I don't know that one. 61 on the market cap here. Digitex Futures. Don't know that one either. Wow, look at that. That's not a decent week there. That's a nice one. GX Chain. I don't know that one either. Nice little coin candle there. Nebulous. Decent week. Ooh, MadeSafe. Terrible week. Yikes. Quash. Higher low. Arc. Slightly higher low. It gave a lot of it back here. Loom, nice trend, upward trend, holding an upper trend all around there. It's interesting. That's interesting. Mana, Decentraland, keep in mind this here. Gave a lot of back there. Has so much potential, but not yet. Power Ledger, drifting higher, but really a big spike down. I don't even know these here. Polymath. Polymath had a decent ending of the week, and to round up top 100, Mixin and Nexo. Never heard of those two either. And for some reason, they are both in the top 100 of our entire crypto market here, which is currently flirting with holding $200 million on October 14th, 2018 here. And look at that. We're a sub 200 million. I jinxed it. 199,909,456,866 USD dollars. What's up in the chat room? Yeah, bears. Yeah. I mean, listen, we're looking for faith. Okay, that sign that says yes, there's less selling and more buying. And listen, we are going lower. Going lower because there's no buyers here. Everything is saying that we're just finding stability in this current area because we're so oversold in such lower time frames, and they just needed this time to just chill out and reset. Okay, now what could change this around? Okay, what could really turn around any kind of direction? And an overall feeling that maybe we actually haven't begun a capitulation, but that maybe we've actually found some sort of a bottoming area here and find this conviction here. Now listen, if we retest the 160s, I do not see it as a double bottom. I see it as just a temporary bottom before a retesting of lower areas, breaking the 167, 166 area of Ethereum. Lower areas can mean lower 100s. No doubt. Remember, Bitcoin can break really bearish. No doubt. Can pull down the entire alt market with it. No doubt. Litecoin can break really bearish if we fail to hold the 50 area once again. Now, listen, we have this triple bottoming of 1, 2, 3 of this area here. But if we break our neckline, currently around $47, meaning if you see a $46, oh my gosh, we can definitely go a lot lower. I mean, a lot lower. Okay, and not only can we go a lot lower, we can stay a lot lower. Where the area of 50, which has been support, can now be just a resistance area once again, creating those areas of a situation where we can be mired in a brutal area of just bearishness across the entire market for some time. And oh my God, what if the actual US equities market does break bearish? Okay, that'd be very bad for Bitcoin and crypto. Look at these coins here. Everything's bearish here. I mean, we've had some alts break bullish individually, couple pumps, couple setups, but right now on our shorts, Bitcoin Cash shorts are ready to just break through and retest all-time high levels. Bitcoin shorts, they're getting ready to break through and retest. There it is, all-time high levels. Bitcoin shorts, we're getting ready to it. We're positioned. This is like a Saturn V rocket ready to just boom out. We've broken through the flag bullishly. We're ready to rocket higher because everything else looks bearish. Look at our longs are continuing to wick out. Look at this nasty candle here. Our longs cannot find the faith to hold, and a break of the center line will put a lower support line way back in play. 150 of my closest friends tonight as we close in on our daily Bitcoin candle. Let's get into it. Let's go to... Let's get it. Let's go to Bitfinex. Let's go to our daily candle. We're just about to close. And listen, not all candles look the same. I'm going to do something for you guys. You kind of love this. Let's go quad chart. All right, quad chart. So we have Bitfinex here. Let's go for it. Remember, as we're charting, we look at different charts here. As somebody that doesn't really get the intricacies of Tether and whatnot, if you're looking at the Coinbase chart, which is this one, it's a different candle for sure. Binance, right? How many guys use Binance out there? A lot of you guys do. Go to my cloud here for just a moment here. We have, daily charts coming online here that don't all look the same. And let me pull in Bittrex. Why not? People use Bittrex and all that. Daily chart. Okay, so these are 4 daily charts here in Bitcoin. Right here, this is Bitfinex, and our daily candle, which is this guy right here. Okay, shooting star wick. Okay, higher low in terms of the closing candle body from our previous day, which is nice to see, on higher volume of the previous 2 days, which is nice to see. But a lot of money was taken off the table when we broke just into the highers and couldn't even break into $6,400 range. On our Coinbase candle, much more bearish looking. We got as high as 62.89. Remember, we bottomed way back here, 60.35. Bearish, much more bearish candle, even a bearish engulfing candle on the daily, okay, but still putting in a higher low, but much more bearish looking. Looking at Binance here, a little closer to Bitfinex, something to do with the Tether. And Bittrex, which does not have to do with Tether, more of a USD pairing, similar to Coinbase, with a much more bearish looking coin here. Remember, a less volume exchange kind of tells you more of a retail sentiment in what actually is going on in terms of who's actually playing with the money that's flowing into Bitcoin at the moment. There are 4 different coins. No, wait. 4 different exchanges, same coin, Bitcoin, 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 Bitcoin. 4 different candles. This is something to keep note of as you use your indicators, because not all exchanges are created equal. And remember, if you follow people on Twitter, on your Discord groups, and whatever, and they put out specific targets from a dollar standpoint, it's important to get a sense of what exchanges they're actually referring to, because this kind of arbitrage is notable in terms of where you want to set your targets. And again, it all talks about ranging here. We're so tight. This is such a hard area for a trader. Remember, money flows into areas where they feel that money can be made. We see it come into crypto, come out of crypto into cannabis, Canadian cannabis, U.S. cannabis. Okay, maybe out of cannabis back into crypto or into other areas. Maybe the VIX, where you see the VIX volatility. Maybe volatility stocks are in is technology, shorting technology. There's so many other areas where money flows into situations here of volatility. Volatility of the trader. This is what you look for here. Day closed, fall through. We're only a few minutes into this current day. Red, 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 red. It's going to be an interesting day here, okay? But listen, where the day ends, a week ends. And now we also ended our weekly candle. Bitfinex weekly candle, yikes. Look at that. That's nothing good about that candle there. Just nothing good about that candle there. Coinbase weekly candle. Even worse looking here, major rejection EMA 12 right there. Binance, weekly candle. Look at that. Very similar to Coinbase there. Major rejection EMA 12. Still putting in a higher low, declining volume. Bittrex, weekly. Same story. EMA 12 resistance, higher bear volume. Look at that. Money's being pulled out of Bittrex. Remember, it's a lower volume exchange, U.S. based, U.S. customers. There's nothing really great about this weekly candle that just closed other than the fact it's putting in a slightly higher low. Look at this RSI here. Okay? Look at this freaking RSI and how we're just holding our lower support. Tap, 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 tap. Barely holding it. Rejection, rejection, rejection. This is the key area here where we so need to hold. We so need to hold. Who's in the chat room? James, Tony, Ryan, Young Tigga, Chase, Jeanette. Hello, my friends. 150 of my closest friends joining me this evening, Sunday evening, October 14th, 2018, as we basically close the daily candle, the weekly candle in Bitcoin. As our bearish continuation continues. I mean, I want to paint a picture of Lambos. I really do. And listen, we are holding an equilibrium of a higher low. Yes, this is true. But what if this fails? This week is going to be very substantial. We note on our higher time frames, lower areas of support, 56, 3,000. Let's go even wider out. Monthly candle, Bitfinex. Bollinger Band rejection. Remember, we're still midway through October. We are breaking through our middle Bollinger support, EMA 12, $5,600. Okay. Our upper Bollinger, way high. Our lower I'm sorry, I'm in auto locks. There we go. Okay, our lower BB, still negative. I mean, just shows how epic this move was, how epic this bullish move was in the price of Bitcoin here. And really where substantially this actually able to basically break, and where the resistance is currently being had as we get through this mid-October month. And listen, if we are able to break bearish, not hold support on our middle Bollinger, what is that going to bring? Oh lordy. So listen, we are into our new day here. Okay, we're finding some sell-off here. We're finding some selling momentum into our candles here. But again, this day's just starting. This week is just starting. What is this week going to bring us here in terms of our price action in Bitcoin? Okay, there's lots of potential. Remember, Bitcoin can go sideways, and we actually can see some alts pop here and there, and here. But the money is taken out quickly when profits are made. Profits are taken off the table and put into more safer assets. Tether maybe, fiat maybe. You know, the overall U.S. equities is something I'm definitely going to be watching through the week to see what kind of a fall through of our stock market, what kind of stability of our stock market can actually be had. You know, a lot of this has to fall into politics and how politics is being playing the overall market, and how crypto can find a platform in the new world economy, because that's really what we're talking about here. I'm talking about creating a new economy based on digital assets. You know, digital assets that are unhackable, that are safe, that are stable, and that people can basically use these digital assets to conduct commerce on and create a whole new paradigm. And for that to happen, we actually have to be in conjunction with larger institutions on Wall Street, and that will allow Bitcoin to get new exposure to big money players and other portfolios that have money to invest, that want to invest in crypto and in all these assets here. Bitcoin will run the show, and what happens there, it's going to create a situation for our next bull market. Guys, thank you so much for joining me today. Big Chonis. Okay, we'll keep you guys posted on the events of the week. Okay, for all of me, helping 130 plus of my closest friends, thank you so much for joining me, guys. Stay safe out there. I will continue to update you through the week. I'm going on a little plane ride next week. I'm flying out to Las Vegas. Yes, I'm flying out to Las Vegas next week. I'm going to be out there for almost a week or so, visiting some old friends and celebrating some birthdays and whatnot. So we'll do some shows out from Las Vegas, update you guys out from the desert paradise, and keep you guys posted on, I believe, what will be a very interesting week of Bitcoin price action, crypto in general, and whatnot. So I'll continue to keep you guys informed. Until next time, stay safe out there. Remember, all these charts here are showing different price actions, different variations in the candles. So have an understanding about which actually price targets you're setting. And listen, there's nothing that says that any of this bearishness cannot accelerate as we actually get into the week. You have no idea how low things can actually really trickle through. Okay, once the decisions are made that we are not able to hold these supports, and what has been supports over a very long time frame actually becomes resistance areas. So until then, remember, you guys can follow me on Twitter. I'm at Big Chonis. These are all my best ideas. I take technical analysis very seriously. I'm a trader, investor, a mentor, a chart psychologist. Please do your own research. Until next time, I'll talk to you guys soon. Big Chonis signing out. Peace.